Good afternoon, and Kathleen, I disagree. My position on sex work differs so sharply from that of Kathleen that I need to begin by defining my terms. By sex work, I mean the act of providing sexual services, a wide range of services, from phone sex to bondage, from stripping to prostitution, in exchange for money or other material consideration. My presentation is going to focus in on prostitution, though I'd be pleased to answer questions on any other form of sex work afterward. I use prostitution in particular because a defense of the most extreme form of sex work, I believe, constitutes a logical defense of any other lesser form of that work. In defining sex work, I use the word exchange to denote a voluntary interaction. I do not minimize, I do not deny for 1 second that many women around the world, including women in Virginia, are brutalized by men who force sex upon them by threats, rape, kidnapping, and other forms of assault. But when this happens, it is a case of rape, kidnapping, or assault, not of prostitution. And it should be punished as an act of violence, not of prostitution. To conflate prostitution and violence does nothing more than to stack the definition in such a manner as to preclude the possibility of any woman ever consenting to paid sex. I have spent years in and around what is known as the prostitutes' rights movement. Basically, this is a loose coalition of individuals and groups composed of mostly prostitutes and so-called pro-sex feminists, bound together by their advocacy of sex workers' rights. At conferences, at group meetings of Coyote and other sex workers' organizations, through a survey of hundreds of women in the sex industry, and as a member of Hornet, an online dialogue between prostitutes and feminists, I have met literally hundreds of sex workers. By the way, whore is the preferred term among sex worker advocates for their profession. Most of the women I met were prostitutes who worked out-call or in-call rather than on the streets. Most women clearly stated that prostitution was a choice they made. Most of them didn't need money in the sense of being homeless or hungry. In fact, a considerable number of them were university students who were hooking on the side to pay tuition. When anti-prostitution feminists call out on behalf of women who are forced into prostitution, when they help prostitutes who have been damaged by that lifestyle and want to leave it, I applaud them, and loudly. When they try either directly or indirectly to deny even one adult woman the right to use her body in any peaceful manner she sees fit, I strenuously object. A woman's body, a woman's right, is a slogan that applies not merely to abortion, but to every peaceful choice a woman can make with her body, from lesbianism to celibacy, from motherhood to whoring. And this is the moral dilemma that honest feminists like Kathleen Barry find themselves in. What do you do with the woman who chooses to enter sex work? With the strippers who love exploiting their bodies, who are exhibitionists, who love being up on the stage? What do you do with the student who wants to earn $300 an hour on the side rather than minimum wage as a secretary? What do you do with the women who look at sex work as exploiting the men, as controlling the sex act, and love it